Meanwhile, tonight, an entire block in downtown Newport is in ruins, destroyed by a spectacular fire overnight. No one has been hurt, but about 20 people are homeless. Several businesses, offices, and apartments either heavily damaged or gutted. News Center's Tom Halleck joins us now with the latest on the aftermath of that fire.
But Don, this has been a very destructive fire. 3 buildings are gone, damage estimates well over $1 million. One of the worst fires ever in Newport. By dawn, the fire's destruction was all too clear. Nearly the entire Gilman block wiped out. The fire started in the old vacant Yankee Cafe, then spread to adjoining buildings.
When we got here, the Yankee restaurant was fully involved, and fire was out the roof and against the side of the Gilman block. And we never stood a chance once we got in that Gilman block.
6 families who lived in the buildings had little warning and lost almost everything.
We went upstairs and woke all the neighbors up upstairs, and we all got out of the building. There wasn't much time to do anything. We weren't out of the building anymore, just maybe 5 or 10 minutes before it really started burning good.
I was sleeping, and one of the guy that lives downstairs from me came up and kicked the door in and said, "Come on, get out, there's a fire." And I wasted no time. I got my wife up and grabbed her, and out we went. We didn't have a chance to grab anything.
By this afternoon, crews were using a crane to start removing the tons of rubble, so a team of fire marshals could start searching for the cause.
Fire originated in the restaurant here behind me.
And since the restaurant was vacant and had no power, does that make you suspicious?
Well, I think it would be premature for me to speculate on any particular cause of the fire until we've had a chance to go in and do our fire investigation.
The fire destroyed an auto parts store, pizzeria, beauty shop, and baseball card shop.
And then all we could do is just sit back and watch it our whole life now up in smoke.
You weren't able to save anything?
No, nothing.
And you don't have any insurance?
No, none whatsoever.
The Farmers Home Administration Office is also gutted, but firemen were able to save some files and records. Donations are being collected tonight for the homeless families. They can be dropped off at the town office. As of tonight, the fire marshals have not found the cause or determined if this fire was indeed set. Some townspeople believe there have been vagrants in that building in the last few months, but there is no proof tonight that there were any in there last night.
Okay, Tom. Certainly a very severe loss for the town of Newport, though.
It certainly will be.
Yeah. All right, Tom. Thanks very much. Eloise?
That, of course, was the case for an awful lot of people in Newport this morning. People who need our attention, our help tonight. The second of our 2 reports from there now is Susan Raff.
Tom and Wanda Wright lost their home.
Just moved in there less than a little over a month ago. We lost everything.
There was 9 kids. It's a good thing none of us got hurt.
Richard Davis's family is also homeless.
The only thing we got out of there was just what we got on our back and our cars, yeah.
The town has put 3 families at Praise Motel and is also providing vouchers for food.
Sure, you have certain resources that you're limited to, but you're not concerned with that at this point. Your only concern now is the welfare and the well-being of your residents.
Mainly New on Elm Street is giving clothes to the victims and is collecting donations. Several businesses are destroyed. This is all that's left of TJ's baseball card shop. Fire investigators are not ruling out arson, and neither are town residents.
It's a rumor that's going on right now.
Hopefully by doing the interviews and also the fire scene itself, we'll be able to tell us a lot more later.
The only thing firefighters can do right now is clean up the charred wood and the few bricks that remain. But for the families and businesses displaced in this fire, it's just the beginning. Susan Raff, Channel 5 News, Newport.
You know, I've been doing this business an awful long while. I never get over that feeling I have, as I have right after this.
Yeah,
good thing none of us got hurt. I think that was the key. Mainly new in Newport is accepting food, furniture, clothing for the families there. They say they are in urgent need of canned goods and baby items.
But there is a way you can help. Now you can write to the address here. It's Elm Street Concourse, and the telephone number you can call if you would like to give donations, 368-2049.
Let's repeat it one more time. 368-2049.
Yeah.
And don't forget the Red Cross is going to need help because they've had to come through an awful lot of times this year, too. That's the news for tonight. I'm Don Colson. Thank you.
And I'm Kim Bottis. Good night from Channel 5 News.
And good night from Jonesboro, Maine.
Good night from Jonesboro.
Are homeless and many other businesses lost. Dan Elias has our first report.
The blaze erupted right in the center of Newport, right on Main Street. Fireball shooting more than 100 feet over the downtown area. It started in the vacant Yankee Cafe around 2 a.m. and quickly spread to 2 adjacent buildings. Dozens of people were asleep in apartments upstairs.
My wife got me out of bed. Said the restaurant next door is on fire, an abandoned restaurant. So I got all the kids out, went next door and got them out, went upstairs, got them out.
100 firefighters from 5 departments battled the blaze. Even Bangor was called in with its ladder truck. Here you can see Bangor firefighter Chet Woods climbing the ladder as a fireball explodes below. A pizza shop, auto supply store, baseball card shop, and hairdressing salon all were destroyed in the blaze. The Yankee Cafe had been vacant for 3 years and didn't have electric power. That's one reason last night's fire is being called suspicious. Dan Elias, Channel 5 News, Newport.
Tom and Wanda Wright lost their home.
Just moved in there less than a little over a month ago. We lost everything.
There was 9 kids. It's a good thing none of us got hurt.
Richard Davis's family is also homeless.
The only thing we got out of there was just what we got on our back and our car, that's it.
The town has put 3 families at Praise Motel and is also providing vouchers for food.
Sure, you have certain resources that you're limited to, but you're not concerned with that at this point. Your only concern now is the welfare and the well-being of your residents.
Mainly New on Elm Street is giving clothes to the victims and is collecting donations. Several businesses are destroyed. This is all that's left of TJ's baseball card shop. Fire investigators are not ruling out arson, and neither are town residents.
It's a rumor that's going on right now.
Hopefully by doing the interviews and also the fire scene itself, we'll be able to tell us a lot more later.
The only thing firefighters can do right now is clean up the charred wood and the few bricks that remain. But for the families and businesses displaced in this fire, it's just the beginning. Susan Ruff, Channel 5 News, Newport.
To go in and do our fire investigation.
The fire also gutted the Farmers Home Administration office. In all, nearly 24 people are homeless. The town is putting them up in a local motel, giving them money. A clothing store has donated clothes for them. Donations of clothing, food, and money are being taken at the town office and by the Red Cross. In Newport, Tom Hellick, News Center.
In all, 3 buildings have been destroyed, others nearby heavily damaged. As of tonight, the fire marshal's office has not found the cause or determined if the fire was set. Still ahead, a surprise for Frank Reed. No, there have been no more hostages released, but he is getting some Maine lobster. Don't know whether it was set. Cleanup continued today, as did the outpouring of community support. News Center's Tom Halleck has more.
Out of all the destruction and grief, there are many indications of just how compassionate and kind people can be. Mark Perry and his fiancée Lisa Haskell lost their apartment and everything in it, including Lisa's new engagement ring. When a neighborhood woman who lost her home to fire a year ago heard that, she gave Lisa her diamond ring.
And then having someone just give it off their finger.
It really meant a lot to us.
Catherine Dawson, her husband, and 4 children have been given money by the town, bags of donated clothes, food, and toys, and a landlord in Pittsfield has even offered them an apartment.
Yeah, it feels a little bit better. I just can't wait till the boys get rolling in school and hopefully they get over it pretty easy.
Sherry Carter owns the Mainly News Store. She was burned out of her Newport home 2 years ago and has been collecting money, clothes, and household goods for these fire victims.
I've never seen such a community pull together so well. And just the great people.
Downtown, workers at the Farmers Home Administration were cleaning out the office. There's a lot of damage, but it could have been worse.
We saved a good part of our records, probably around 90% of them, didn't we, Dick? Probably going to save about half the furniture. No, we're pretty pleased. I think we saved as much as we did.
Newport's town manager hopes some good will come out of this huge loss.
Well, I think when you see this removed, I think there's going to be a lot of people wanting to move to downtown Newport, and so this whole area will be rejuvenated, yes.
17 people are homeless, 9 of them children. If you'd like to help out, you can call the Mainly News Store in Newport or the Bangor Red Cross. In Newport, Tom Hellick News.
What's left of the 3 buildings leveled by the fire. The tons of debris is being moved away, and the town manager is optimistic Newport's downtown can recover from the huge loss.
And what we're doing now is we're going to bring in a planner, a city planner, and hopefully provide some guidance, because we are currently undergoing a comprehensive plan and see how we can fit things into the master scheme. They're anxious to get started. We're kind of anxious to see what will happen downtown.
State fire marshals are still trying to find out if the fire was set or began accidentally. Today, the town found a new home for the last of the families left homeless. This coming Friday night, a dance is being held at the Detroit roller rink from 7 till 1. The country rock group Asylum is donating its time for the event. Tickets are $8 a couple, and all the money raised will go to the families burned out of their apartments. You can call the Mainly News Store for tickets.
In sport,
that destroyed the Gilman block. Chief Ricker says the 2 boys poured starting fluid on a pile of rags in the vacant Yankee Cafe. The fire got out of control and the boys tried to smother it with a rubber raft. They then left the building. 4 families were burned out of their apartments. Several businesses were destroyed. Wanda and Tom Wright and their 8-month-old daughter escaped the flames, but they lost everything. The family is now living in a new apartment down the street. Wanda Wright is glad her family is safe, but she's angry that children are to blame for the fire.
It makes me real upset that the parents didn't watch their kids or just let their kids go off.
Some people in town are not surprised this fire happened. They say there had always been a lot of kids and vagrants in and out of the Yankee Cafe. The cafe closed several years ago, but it wasn't completely boarded up. George Schischler owned part of the Gilman block next to the cafe.
The building should have been boarded up. I mean, it's been vacant for I don't know how many years, and it's fallen down basically around there, and it was easy access for anybody that was around there.
Catherine Dawson and her family lost their home in the fire. They too are angry.
Who owned the building or who was responsible didn't take proper care of it.
The 2 children who confessed to starting the fire will be dealt with through the juvenile justice system. Despite her anger over what has happened, Wanda Wright hopes the children receive the help they need.
If they work with the right people.
Do you hope they're helped?
Yep. So other families don't lose.
In Newport, Lois Waskevich, News Center.